Welcome back everyone to another video unboxing or unbagging here. So this time we're going to take a look at Yaah magazine issue 10. I just got this in today. I know some people already got their issues, so I'm always a little jealous when people get theirs ahead of mine. But here's mine. Ooh. So good news, bad news, right? First of all, good news. That is a nice, you can't see, I haven't had it off camera, but this is a nice thick set of cards here. So we'll pull those out and look at. And then I've got counters flying everywhere, which generally is kind of annoying, but I mean it's all for the same game. Well, I believe it's all for the same game. And then that also though kind of gives me an idea that these are ready to punch right off of the sprue. So that's not bad. I'm okay with that. They were going to come off the sprue anyway. So what do we have in this particular issue? First of all, my wife was real happy when we saw some preview pictures. Blue, so that's her favorite color. So this looks really gorgeous. So what do we have? We've got the full issue Steamroller. So this is Tannenberg 1914. So this is, I don't know if you want to say the sister continuation, but this is kind of like the follow-on game to issue 9? Issue 8. Issue 8 had Race to the Sea. So this is going to be Steamroller. So we'll take a look at that here in just a moment. Then we've got, again, articles. We've got Nemo's War, Star Wars Rebellion, Fall of the Third Reich. So we'll take a look at some of the different things that we have in here. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up real quick. Okay, I think, well, let's pull the map. Let's take a look at the map first. I'm trying to get all this out of here without losing counters, which I did. Alright, so I'm going to save these counters off to the side for a moment. Alright, so here's our map. Nice. So this is a, not quite a thick cardstock, but sturdy paper. But again, I think the printing on this is really nice. I've got the camera up higher than usual. I probably could actually bring it down just so it's easier for you to see everything. We'll just zoom in just a little bit momentarily. Yeah, this is a good looking map here. So we've got cities, your forest areas. So this also has game counter key right there, the unit key. We also have our game turn chart along the top. Looks like our game compass. This is the, over here is north side of the map. Okay, nice. And I love these kinds of hexes where the middle part's kind of faded out, so you just get the corner areas. Awesome. Alright, so we've got that for the map. So we'll just set that aside. Now, what I want to do is grab player aid card. Let's go ahead and grab that. So our player aid card also had another counter stuck to it. So we got our event card results table. Yeah, we'll just take a quick peek through there. So it's got instructions on here. So if both players flip a combat result card in the same combat and both are event cards, add the two event card values together, take the sum and cross-reference on the table below. And then there's some more instructions that go with that. But it looks like you're just going to get a total, possibly with some modifiers. And then you've got 2 through 12 for your events. Then on the back, I think when we had Race to the Sea, this was cut in half. So you had one aid you could hand to the Russian player, one aid you could hand to the German player. So this looks like, I was going to say cut off a little bit, but it's got the full instructions here. So it's the skirmish rules, so it has the full skirmish rules. So you're not missing anything here. Yours may or may not be cut the same. I'm just curious what I'll do here. Full event table on the back. And then what I want to do is separate that. But that's no big deal, because probably what I'll end up doing anyway is making a photocopy of this and possibly laminate it or stick it inside a sheet protector. That way I know I have friends that like to make notes. So by doing that, they'll be able to take notes as they play the game. So good there. And this is probably, I believe it's always 88 counters. This is like, I don't want to count, but I could probably, when I look at the game, we'll probably verify. But I believe this is going to be 88 counters, and I think these are the 5/8. I always get in trouble if I say 1/2 inch, so I think these are the 5/8 counters. And again, I just pulled one. If you look, they're just dangling off the sprue. That's always something that I look for, which can be kind of an annoyance, is trying to take these counters off. Sometimes they stick or they don't appear to be punched all the way. But I'm looking here, and actually these, without, you know, boring you too much with counter physics and mechanics, these are actually punched really, really well, and they're coming right off. Good. Because I've gotten some games where, like, they're cut really well, and then you get to the middle, and there's a couple that are attached where they didn't cut very good, and so you end up tearing a lot of paper, and it just kind of leaves jagged edges. I know that's not that big of a deal because the counter's not ruined, but it's nice to get something like this and they're just falling right off the sprue. So that to me is a very, very good thing. Alright, so we've got a whole bunch of counters. Looks like we've got infantry, cavalry units, infantry, cavalry. We have activated First Army. So we've got our activation chits. Awesome. Well, I'm not going to go every single counter that we have. We got heavy casualties. So if I remember right from the first game, depending on how much casualties you took, then this was little reminders on combat modifiers. So this is like -1. Then to the heavy side, you'd get -2 to some of your combat values. So that's very clever. I know. Come on. Oh, hoping that would unblurify. There we go, that's better. Awesome, and then the cards, and I believe this, I think this is more cards than we had with Race to the Sea. So I'm going to see if I can just quickly pop these open. Well, I say quickly. Come on, there we go. Yeah, I'm not doing a fancy edit on this one. We're just doing a rough unbagging here. So you get to watch me for a minute struggle to open that. Nice. Here we got the Russian deck. Now again, this is another one of the wow, I like these. This is another one of the diceless systems. Some initiative. So just trying to remember here exactly. Oh, these are really nice cards. To start the turn, I believe you're going to have like a certain amount of cards in your hand, and then you get to play one. It's like a bidding thing. Oh, it's been a while since I played. I love the artwork on these. I like it a lot. Nice. There's some German folks. This is awesome. This is the kind of counters I would love to have. This would be a fantastic game, a card-driven game where your art's like this. There's probably one or two out there. I don't normally game a whole lot of World War I, so if there are some card games out there, World War I card game, for some reason, I'm really digging the uniforms here. But anyway, I digress. So there's your initiative cards. And then when you're doing your combat, see, here's the event they're talking about. So if you each draw an event, you sum your event numbers 1 and 1. So that'd be event 2, lowest one in the deck. But then based on the type of combat you're doing, it'll also show you, the combat results. Now, in the old game, I didn't pull out the old cards to look at, but it wasn't a printing error per se. I'm looking these over, but there was like a space or something. Something wasn't quite printed right, and it looked odd on some of the combat results. And I'm just looking through the cards. These are fantastic. Nothing looks out of place at all. These are really nice looking. And let's see, yeah, and I always remember there's combat cards for both sides, so I have to go through, separate the, oh, I got more Russian than German. Got two, oh, that's because the rest of my German combat cards are down here. So yeah, even these cards look, these are fantastic. Oh boy, I'm gonna make my son play this. Made him play some, we were play testing Platoon Commander Kursk. We had a friend drive up from Nashville to play test with us, but I'm gonna make my son play this. Yeah, these are really good looking cards, and I don't see any problems with the text whatsoever, so I think this is a big step up from the last one. Just because little anomalies. See, it wasn't anything that ruined the game, but every time you see like one misprinted item or a space where you don't think there should be, those things stand out. These cards are top notch. Let's see here. Pull the actual magazine out now. Yeah, see, I had a bunch of counters already fall out. Oh yeah, okay, we're good. See, look, I've got on the back here, German player aid, Russian player aid. So I've already got 2 sets of player aids, so one person can have that, one person can use the back of the magazine. Okay, we're good. We're okay. Alright, I'm going to take this off camera for just a moment. And voila! There's the magazine. This is why I tried to get the camera up a little bit higher so we might be able to see more of this magazine at one go. But oh, that's right, because I zoomed in. There, now we can see more of the magazine at one time. This is a pretty thick issue. Nice, lots here. So this is the, well, here we are, first part of December, and this is the October issue. Our turnaround time is getting better, but yeah, we're definitely already getting our content planned out for issue 11. So they come, don't worry, they come out, oh, probably was that quarterly. So the next one should be coming up here in a couple months anyway. So this is good time to get it. Oh, just in time for Christmas. So if you're looking for last minute Christmas gifts and you don't know what to get that Wargamer of yours, get your Wargamer a copy of Yaah magazine. As you can see, it comes with a full game. And we also have for you a full issue of articles. So let's take a look. Don't want to listen to me talk, you want to see what's in. This is one of the great benefits. I was actually on Wargame Vault looking through. They were probably older issues, and I know some people have their own publications that they put out, and they're not color. So with Yaah, we're getting full color. So this is always a beautiful magazine to look at. So you got the Scan Me, which would take you to some information about Old School Tactical. Volume 2, which is also out and available for you to get. First we start with our editorial, Editor's Zone of Control, Matt Foster. Then we have here your table of contents. Looks like we've got our featured article, which is Nemo's War, which looks like an outstanding game. I'm real tempted myself to hop in on the Kickstarter. I just haven't quite yet. Then we've got, looks like Charlie Don't Surf. We've got some scenarios. This is something that folks have asked. Where are the scenarios for the different games? We actually published quite a few scenarios in Yaah magazine, like for 65, Night of Man, stuff like that. So for example here, well, we'll look and see what we got, but here we've got one for Sticks and Stones. So even Mark is still putting out scenarios for the first Platoon Commander game, Sticks and Stones. So pick up your Yaah magazines and you'll find additional scenarios. Then here we've got the games we love. Looks like we're covering Urban Operations. Again, we'll take a look at Nemo's War, Bloody Dawn, Star Wars Rebellion, Fall of the Reich, Keto Butai, and Charlie Don't Surf, which happens to have pictures up there. Alright, let's kind of flip through. And then, oh, on the inside then, we also have the game, right? Steamroller. It's got a preface by Dr. Robert Smith, and then again, game design by Herman Luttman, and developed by Fred Manzo, and an art by Tim Allen. So a very, very fantastic looking game. Awesome, and then here comes Urban Operations. This was written by Roger Leroux. I didn't write this, but I got the game. Absolutely love it. So I'm hoping I can put out an after action for one of the magazines. That way you guys can maybe get a feel for how it plays. But yeah, this would be a chance for you to come in and read about it as well. We've got several pages on that, some of the components. Yeah, very interesting game. It's a block game, so if you want to know more about it, definitely you can check out the article we have here. Then it looks like we're going to pop right into Nemo's War, which, you know, this might be good for me. I should read through this and then maybe see if the wife will let me kickstart it. Yeah, it's got a lot. It is a huge game, it looks like. Okay, then we pop into Bloody Dawns, which is the Iran-Iraq War, 1980 through 1988. Looks like an area control game. Cards. I gotta admit, there's so many games, it's hard for me to keep up. That's why I love getting Yaah magazine. It really introduces me. Yes, I can just search the internet, go to different game companies, but this sometimes gives me insight when you read an article from someone. This has actually helped me make several purchases on some games I didn't know about or had seen but didn't really research because I wanted other people's opinions. Star Wars Rebellion. That's another one. I'm always torn on Star Wars games. I hear a lot of good things about this, but one of the other things too is I don't usually have a space to put up and keep running a full game, and this one I hear can take a while to play, but I do hear a lot of good things about it. Definitely one that I would love to play if I found someone who already had it. I just don't have room to keep buying stuff. Fall of the Third Reich. Yes, I've heard a lot of good things about this one too. Looks big. Options, Attrition, and Continental Liberation. Fall of the Third Reich. Nice. Again, I'll have to read through. That looks pretty big too. There's the map over here. That's a big game. Awesome. Oh, and lots of counters. I've got my counter clipping, just itching to clip something. Oh, what do we got here? Keto Butai. Solitaire Fun and Frustration in the Pacific. Oh, I didn't tell you who wrote these other articles. Dang it. But I did notice this one. Articles and Photos by Eddie Carlson. Oh, yes, they actually let me write something else for the magazines. That's very kind of them. And there's Keto Butai. Yeah, this actually is a very, I don't know how to describe it. It has times where you play and you feel like, oh man, I'm doing really, really well. And then there's times that you play it and you realize the dice don't like you and nothing goes your way. But this really is a fantastic, I think it's really fun. Just the way that you gotta, you're tracking your carrier launches, and you had to coordinate that with carrier landings and manage your aircraft. Very, very cool game. Then you have options of attacking Midway, or if you find it, you get to attack the American ship. So, yeah, very interesting game. Alright, and then we're going to take a look at Charlie Don't Surf. Yeah, I thought that was a miniature game. Not from the picture, but who? Yeah, I was trying to think. Charlie Don't Surf. Who makes this game? Is this Two Fat Lardies? Let's see. Charlie is a 22-year RopeCon institution. Oh no, I guess that might be a homebrew game. Huh. Yeah, we'll learn up on that. Excellent. I don't play, mostly if I play miniatures, it's World War II. So this is kind of cool to see Vietnam. I honestly don't know too many miniature games set in Vietnam. I know that what Battlefront, who does Flames of War, they did a Vietnam game. but that's about the only one I know of, so that's cool to learn about. Let's see, full frontal. Now we're getting into some scenarios. So we've got sticks and stones scenario, deep space heavy cruiser. This is for space cadets. Ah, look at that, probably a new ship. Looks like a Star Trek ship there. Let's see here. Got some there. Fishing the Dodecanese. Combat commander scenario. So here's combat commander scenario. 12 battles of Arthur. This is for command and colors. So if I remember right, this is using some of the existing blocks, and then they're just going to play proxy for some King Arthur type action. And then we get into the game of the issue. So we got a game preface, a thumbnail analysis. Always enjoy when there's some history there to lead up to what exactly is being covered in the game from a historical standpoint. Like, why are we gaming this? Some of the players. And then the game itself. So we've got, let's see here, got the map key, talking about railroad towns, cities, fortresses, forests, types of units, markers, and cups, because I think some of that's going to be blind. Like I said, I don't remember Race to the Sea, all the specifics, but this is the pretty much same system, probably refined. If they found, you know, you always try to tweak things up a little bit, but you get to keep track of casualties. You got the cards. There's your sequence of play. You've got initiative rules, your different actions you can take. So actually, even the rules are pretty beefy too. So this is a good solid game here in the magazine. So there's movement rules, and you got firepower combat, assault combat. Yeah, this is great. Then your event results, how to win. Then you get into game setup, and then we have the designer notes. So great. Yeah, that's actually a nice, beefy, meaty little game there. Then Connecting Wargamers by Peter Perla. I guess let's see. Connecting Wargamers within the United States. Oh, well, I don't do very good at quick summary reading. And there's an ad for Kickstarter, which it says coming soon, and soon means now. This is up on Kickstarter through the month of November. There's probably, well, I won't say all of November, or should I say December. I'm trying to think, what's today, like December 9th, I think is when I'm putting this up. So this still has probably 3 weeks to go. So time's running out on the Kickstarter if you haven't got into that yet. So this is quite a bit. Love it. And I always love nice full color. Well, there you go. I certainly hope you enjoyed taking a peek at what's inside this issue. I think you will thoroughly enjoy it. And the game. Trust me, you are going to thoroughly enjoy the game. And I was really surprised by the amount of cards. I think this is more cards. I could be wrong. Like I said, I would have to pull up my other copy, but I just think this time, yeah, the artwork was very similar, but this time around it's really sticking out to me. So absolutely love it. Plus, like I said, I think without looking at the other card, I think these are already much improved. So you've got it broken down by, is it a artillery attack, there's defense, are you doing an assault or assault defense, and you just end up comparing results. So this is good. Yeah, thoroughly excited to play this. So I'm hoping, I did not get around to making a playthrough for Race to the Sea, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the pants that I didn't, but I do want to record a playthrough for you of this because I think it's a great game. How well does it play solo? I wouldn't say it's a solo game. You can play it solo. Like, you can play anything solo, but there's no AI component that I'm aware of. but I think that's I might be able to, you know, convince my son to play, and maybe we'll do like a 2-player playthrough. Otherwise, I'll do solo and just explain everything that we have. But yes, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and share, and certainly more than happy to discuss different aspects of the magazine. And otherwise, if you have it, let me know what you think of it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoy putting it together. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in. That was a few minutes out of your day, so if you took the time to watch all of this, thank you. And please keep an eye out for other videos that we have. And you know, if there's anything particular that you want to see in an upcoming issue, please let us know so we can try and get that fit in for you. All right, thanks again. Have a great evening.